Hello, my name is Sally Pinto, and I'm the Program Director for the Yonkers NORC, Neighborhood Naturally Occurring Retirement Community. We serve seniors 60 plus in Northeast Yonkers. We are under the auspices of WJCS and the Yonkers Office for the Aging. We also have a resource specialist and a nurse on staff. We conduct virtual programming in partnership with the Yonkers Public Library on a daily basis. Enjoy the program.
Good morning, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started like usual. Okay, sitting up nice and tall, really lengthening through that spine. All right, we're going to chin tuck for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to head turn side to side. Here we go. Turn, center, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, getting into our warm up. We're going to do a 30-10. All right, we're going to start with our seated cat-cow. All right, so you're either seated at the edge of your seat, hands are on your knees, right above your knees, or you can do that standing, placing your hands on the chair, whatever feels more comfortable for you here. Let's get ready. In 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. We're going to round and then untuck and lift. Okay, so we're really trying to mobilize the spine. And with this particular movement, we get the cervical spine, the thoracic spine, and the lumbar spine, the top, the middle, and the bottom of the spine, just with this movement in itself. 2, and 1. Okay, now we're going to interlace our fingertips here, seated or standing. We're going to rotate palms to ceiling, and then we're going to rotate again and hinge towards the floor. Okay, your knuckles do not have to tap the floor or anything. We're just moving and stretching upwards and downwards. Giving the wrists a nice little stretch here too. Seated or standing, whatever feels good for you here. We have 10 more seconds of this stretch. 3, 2, and 1. Next, we're going to do our speed skaters. Okay, so standing or seated. Okay, standing, you kind of. Okay, all right, here you go. So, tapping that foot behind, swinging the arms side to side. You pick your intensity here. Okay, we will be repeating this move later on in our routine. So a little practice in the beginning. You can take it slow in the beginning. And once we're nice and warmed up at the end, if you want to try to increase, you can, your intensity, just an option. 2, and 1. Okay, next we're going to do our goalpost fly with our internal and then external rotation, okay? All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull the elbows back, internally rotate, externally rotate, and bring it together, okay? If you're standing, make sure you're engaging your glutes so that there's no excessive curvature into your lower back. We're working the back of the shoulders here as far as muscle contraction, all right, and the upper back. And we're getting a nice stretch to the front of the shoulder here as well. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, our final move is our sit squat, or our seated variation is going to be our alternating leg extension. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. So if you're seated with me, I'm making sure when I do my leg extension, my foot is flexed. I'm really pressing through the heel of my foot. That's going to help engage the top of my leg right here. After we're done these, that's our first round. We have 2 more rounds like that. So we'll be going back into our cat-cows after this move. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so back to the top again. I'm going to do the standing variations this round. Okay, so we're going back to cat-cow, seated or standing. Ready, and begin. Great way to wake up your spine here in the morning. Nice, gentle movement. Protracting and retracting the shoulders. Allowing the body to wake up for the movements to come. 2, and 1. Okay, interlacing those fingers. We're going to go ahead and sweep the palms up towards the ceiling and stretch, and then reverse knuckles down towards the floor. Total body stretch here. Moving through your own rhythm, your own pace, okay? Just nice dynamic stretch. Three, 2, and 1. Okay, next we have our speed skaters, seated or standing. Okay, so we're tapping that foot behind and sweeping the arms. Okay, remember, we're going to be doing this again. Bear with me 1 second. I tap my timer. Sorry. So you can always rev up the intensity later on in the routine and keep it a little more gentle in the beginning. It's your choice though. You don't have to rev up any intensity if you're perfectly fine with the movement just as is, okay? 2, and 1, okay? And then we have our goalpost fly with that internal and external rotation, seated or standing. Just remember, if you're standing, you're just that little tuck of the pelvis, okay? Squeezing the glutes. We're gonna pull those elbows back. Palms down, knuckles back. Good, we have about 10 more seconds here. And then we're gonna go into our sit squats or our seated variation, which is the alternating leg extension. You pick. And time, okay. Sit squats are next. I'm just going to put my feet about shoulder width apart. I'm going to just cross my hands over my chest here. And I'm going to tap it down, drive it up, okay? So remember, you're really trying to press the heels into the floor and squeeze your glutes as you're standing up. Moving at your own pace. Remember, quality over quantity. Right, quality always trumps the quantity, okay? 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. We have 1 more round through, okay? And then our warm-up is complete. So back to our cat-cow variation, seated or standing. Here we go. We're going to arch and up and untuck. Five more seconds here. And time, okay? Next, we're gonna go ahead and interlace our fingertips, all right? So we're gonna palms to ceiling, knuckles to floor with that hinge movement. Here we go. Reaching up and then down, okay? So good stretch through the arms and shoulders when we're up. Good stretch to the back of the legs and the back of the body when we come down. Again, move at your own pace, okay? We're going upwards and downwards, so if it makes you feel a little lightheaded or anything like that, make sure you're near a chair or you're doing seated variation or you're slowing it down, okay? 3, 2, and 1. Okay, back to those speed skaters, okay? So that lateral tap, be seated or standing. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Moving at your own pace. You can good. 5 more seconds here. 2 and 1. Okay. Next, we are in our goalpost, internal and external rotations. Okay, again, if you're standing with me, tuck the pelvis under. Here we go. Pull it back. Such a healthy exercise right here. You ever get a little tired? If your arms feel tired, you just need to shake it out within your 30 seconds. You know that our timer is just our guide. Quality over the quantity. 2 and 1. Okay, so next one here is our sit squat or our alternating leg extension. And then we are ready to get into our first block. Here we go. So again, my feet are about shoulder width apart. Tap down. Press my heels into the floor, squeezing my glutes, making that mind-muscle connection. We have 15 more seconds. Three, 2, and time. All right, guys, go ahead and get a drink and recover while I explain our first block. We have 3 45. You know what, that first one is a 30-10. A 30-10 and 2 45-15s. Okay, so same format as we just did. Okay, and we are doing our hinge to upright row. Okay, hinge. Upright row. Let me show you side. We've done this the last 2 weeks now. Hinge. Upright row. Right. See, when I'm down on my hinge, my hips go back. And look, you can. It's like you want to be able to set like a bowl of soup on your back and it won't spill. Right. Okay. You want it to be nice and neutral. That's not saying you have to go down all the way down to here. Okay. But we don't want the rounding. All right. You can do this from your seated position too. Okay. After that, we are going to do our front raise, calf raise, calf raise. Okay. And after that, our bicep curls. And then if you got it in you, our hold. Okay. And then our half bicep curl, external rotations. And then our final one is our row to kick back. Okay, so you're gonna choose your weight based on your kickback. Okay, that's the weakest link out of the exercise, okay? So I'm gonna be doing round 1 seated, okay? 30 seconds is going on the clock. We're gonna do our RDL to upright row. Let's get ready. In 3, 2, and 1. This is our hinge and row. So I'm hinging, I'm trying to keep that nice neutral spine, pushing my hips back, upright row, okay? Glutes and hamstrings. And shoulders. Three, 2, and 1. Okay. Alternating front raise, 2 calf raises. Okay. Here we go. 2 and 1. Raise, raise, calf raise, calf raise. Now, if you're feeling really strong, if you feel advanced and you want to do 2 front raises and 2 calf raises, you can. Otherwise, just stick with your alternating pattern. Two and 1. Okay, next we're gonna go into bicep curls. So we're gonna go ahead and flip the palms, okay? And here we go, we're gonna lift and lower, 2, 1, here we go. Up, down. Really thinking of those biceps. When you pull up, squeeze, and lower. 10 more seconds here, and if you can hold it isometrically for our 10 seconds. It's just an option to increase intensity. You don't have to do it. Ready? If you want to, you're gonna hold right here, okay? If you wanna rest instead, shake your arms out, okay? We're gonna go into our external rotation in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Elbows stay close to the ribs. So we're getting an isometric hold on those biceps, but we're also working these little internal and external rotators within the shoulder joint. Really complex joint in the body, right? 2 and 1. Okay, so from here, we are going to go into our row to kick back, okay? So in 3, 2, 1, we're gonna hinge it down, we're gonna row it, and then kick back, and then bring it back, row, kick back. So if you need to stand back up straight in between your reps, if you find discomfort in your lower back, you can do that. Or you can move to the seated variation like I am if you're finding discomfort in your standing. 3, 2, and 1. We are going back to the top with our hinge to upright row. Okay, so I'm going to be moving to our standing variations now. Please stay seated if that feels more comfortable for you. Here we go. I'm going to show you from the profile. Hinge, squeeze the glutes up, upright row. Remember, you're trying to use the glutes to stand yourself back up straight, right? You're really putting, when you're bent over, you're really trying to squeeze the glutes to pull you up to standing again. 2 and 1. Okay, we're going to move into our alternating front raise to 2 calf raises. And 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Raise. So working on ankle health and stabilizing muscles within the ankles, calf strength, and shoulders here as well. This works the front of the shoulder with this front raise. And time, excellent. Next we have our bicep curl. So we're going to go ahead and flip the palms. All right, and we're going to curl it up in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. So I'm trying to keep my elbows relatively close to my rib cage. I have a slight little bend in my knees. I'm squeezing my glutes. And I'm talking to that bicep. I'm counting. As I'm pulling it up, I'm creating imaginary resistance in my mind, right? Like I'm pulling something up really heavy, all right? It's how you build that mind-muscle connection. And if you want, you can hold isometrically here for 10 seconds, or you can rest, okay? You do not have to do this part right here. This is an option. All right, and here we go. Now we're going to externally rotate. Those elbows stay close to the rib cage. So we're still working the bicep by holding it, an isometric hold, but we're adding that small movement in the shoulders to work those rotators in the shoulders. Again, promoting healthy posture and good mobility through our joint, our shoulder joint. And time, okay? And then next, we have our row to kick back, okay? Here we go. We're going to hinge it forward, row, kick back, bring it back. Good, 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, and time. Okay, we have one more round through, guys. Good upper body rotation here. We're going back to our hinge to upright row. Ready? Here we go. Hinge, squeeze the glutes to bring yourself up, upright row, right? So we think of the glutes lifting us up straight versus our head lifting us up straight. Okay, trying to keep the nice neutral spine, trying to, you know, does your back feel flat when you're going down? Do your shoulders feel back? Okay, it doesn't matter if you're only coming down to here, okay, as long as you're getting that neutral spine and time. Next, we're going to go into our alternating front raise to 2 calf raises. Ready? Begin. Good, we have 5 more seconds here. 2 and 1. Okay, we're gonna flip the palms over and get ready for our bicep curls. In 5, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Squeeze and lower. Again, create that resistance in your biceps. You know, sometimes it reminds me of when I have top load washer and dry, a washer, and like when I'm pulling wet laundry out of the bottom of the washer, you know, you're using a lot of bicep to pull that up, right? This reminds me of that. And time option here, if you want to hold it for the 10 seconds, please rest if you prefer. Okay, we're going to go into those external rotations next. 2, 1. Here we go. Small movement. I'm still telling my biceps to contract, okay? They're isometrically working. And then the shoulder external rotation. Those little tiny supporting muscles are working with the external rotation. Three, 2, and 1. Okay. Next, we have our row to kick back, and then we are going to move on, okay? Here we go, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna hinge it back, and I'm gonna row, kick back, bring it back. So 10 more seconds here, and then we are going to recover. 3, 2, and time. Okay, guys, take a rest here, get another drink, hydrate. Okay, we're gonna go into a 45-15. We are doing our hinge, 3 rows, curl and press. Okay, we've been doing this one, right? So hinge, row, 2, 3, finish the hinge, curl, press. Okay, and remember your option, if the overhead pressing is not good for your shoulder, you're just going to give me 2 bicep curls. These are called hammer curls when our knuckles are out to the sides like that. Okay, so that's your variation there. It's going to look the same if we're seated. Okay, and then we are doing lunge right and then lunge left. Okay, so our seated variations are going to be our seated leg press all on one side, okay, and then seated leg press all on the other. All right, your lunge, you can hold the back of your chair here, and I'm going to give you 2 options of how you want to do your lunge if you're doing the standing variation. You do what feels good for you, okay? So you can either, we're going to stay all on one leg, so you can either step it back, lower, drive it up, tap it in, okay, but still, you know, working the same leg. Okay, we're not alternating, we're just moving through it. You can either do that or you can hold yourself. This is called a split squat when you hold it. Okay, so now both my feet are fixed. My back toe is, my back heel is up. My front heel is planted into the floor. I'm going to lower and lift, lower and lift. Okay, that one's going to be harder. The one where you stay still is going to be harder in terms of working the muscle. The one with the movement is more of a, you know, coordination and core development while you're doing the lunge. They're both excellent options. So I just want you to pick what feels good for you today, okay? And maybe one round, you know, you do one way, and then the other 2 rounds you do a different way, okay? So like always, I'm going to start with the seated variations first, okay? So 45 seconds is going to go on the clock, and we're starting with our hinge, 3 rows to curl and press, or 2 bicep curls, okay? So let's get ready. I'm at the edge of my chair here for the seated variation, so I have room to move. 3, 2, and 1, okay? So feet are about hip width apart. We're gonna row, 2, 3, curl and press, and if that press, if your shoulder doesn't like that press, just make it 2 bicep curls. Good, we have 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now we're going on our lunge or leg press all on one side. So if you're standing, remember you can add that movement to it or keep it stationary. Do what works best for you. All right, I'm going to do leg press on one side. Here we go. Remember, these are really where we're like focused on the quality of our movement, right? You want to make sure you're not going so fast through it that your muscles missing the engagement, right? Keep the integrity of the movement. Whew. And these seated leg press are not for the faint of heart. So if you know, and again, remember the 45 seconds is our guide. That doesn't mean you have to, if your body's screaming at you to take a little rest, go ahead and listen to it, okay? 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. We still have the other side to do. Get ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift, press. Good, we're past halfway on this one. Remember, it's your 45 seconds, okay? As many good reps as possible, okay? So just the quality ones, all right? If it's not quality, rest, okay? All right, guys, that's round 1. We're gonna go back to the top. I am gonna move to standing this round. So we have our hinge, 3 rows, curl and press. If it bugs the shoulder, give me the 2 bicep curls. Here we go. Ready? Begin. Feet are under the hips and hinging down. Row. 2, 3, squeezing the glutes to stand it up, curling and pressing for 2 bicep curls. Do you feel your hips pushing back towards the wall behind you when you hinge? When you come into your hinge? You feel like your shoulders are pulled back and you're not slumping forward. And time. Okay, back to those lunge variations or your seated leg press all on one side. I'm going to stick with the split squat. Okay, so I am going to just focus on keeping my feet stationary. I'm going to lower through my range of motion and lift. Okay, remember that front leg, that heel needs to be into the floor. You need to adjust your feet if you feel that heel popping off the front foot. The back foot, the heel's completely off. I wish you could see my back right now. There we go. You're going through your range. If your range is right here, that's okay. Work through that range, okay? I'm working that front leg, all right? So I should feel it here, and I should also feel it in the glute of that leg. You might feel some work in the back leg, especially if your hip flexors are tight. Okay, you might feel this working too. But your thought should be, I'm training this front leg and time. Let's get ready for the other leg. Woo. 3, 2, and 1. These are always hard. The legs are big muscle groups. You'll feel your body warm up quick when we train them, especially when we do single leg. All right, so lowering down, driving through that front heel, squeezing, feeling here, feeling here. All right, again, it's okay if you feel a little bit of work in that back leg, but the one you're really training, right, the one your mind should be thinking about is this one, okay? 10 more seconds here. Woo. 3, 2, and 1. Oh boy, shake them out. Woo. Okay. We still have one more round, guys. Okay. Remember, if you need to start late or stop a little early, that's okay. All right. Back to our hinge 3-row curl and press for the final time. Here we go. And as always, just take your water as you need it. Okay. Don't let the clock deter you from taking a drink if you really need one. Remember, hydrated muscles work better and recover better. It's our final time doing these. Three, 2, and 1. All right, all done with those. Back to either our seated leg press, our split squat where we're stationary like I've been doing, or if you want to add some movement into that step back lunge, you can do that as well. Okay, ready, and begin. Staying on one side. All right. Driving up. And when you're holding, if you're holding on to the back of your chair when you're doing this, then you see either side of the chair's legs. Your feet should be mimicking that width. Okay, so your one leg is in line with one of the chair legs, and your back leg is in line with the other chair leg. That's going to give you better balance than if you're trying to like match your feet up one in front of the other. Focusing on that front leg, pressing the heel down to elevate your body up. Woo, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, shake that leg out. 15 seconds for recovery. You may feel your heart rate up here too, okay? Let's get ready by setting up on the other side, okay? And in 3, 2, and 1, here we go. And if you notice, you set yourself up and then your first 1 or 2 reps, you feel your heel popping off, just maybe move your foot forward a little bit, see if that adjusts it. Working through your own range of motion, okay? And at your own pace and tempo. We're past halfway. We have 15 more seconds on this timer. And then, boy, we really flew through that step block. Okay, we'll be done. This block will get a drink and go into our final block after this. Woo. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Toughie. Lunges are always tough. Whew. Feel your body temperature elevating. Okay, so final block, guys. Feel like we're moving. Feels quick today, doesn't it? Okay, so knee repeater switch. Okay, so our 3 knee repeater switch. We've done this the last 2 times. It's 1, 2, 3, back, forward, and then 1, 2, 3. So that knee that's up is the first one to go back, and then the other one goes back, and then we go forward. I say it too slow, I can't do it. Okay, so from that seated position, 1, 2, 3, you don't have to worry about the back, forward, because you're just seated, okay? You're just automatically set up for the other side. After that, we're gonna go to our, instead of our bow and arrow, we're gonna add in a back stroke, okay? So if you have, I see you have your resistance band, it's up to you. If you prefer, because you have that extra resistance, please feel free to stay with that band. You're getting nice resistance work with that band. Otherwise, if your body weight like I am, and you want to do a backstroke here, all right, working on a lot of shoulder mobility this session, okay? So I'm coming up and over, and I'm following that hand with my eyes, okay? So either or there, okay? And then our last one, remember how I said we'd be coming back to those speed skaters? Here we are, okay? And now it's up to you, all right? You might be feeling tired after those lunges. If you really want to ramp it up, I know some of you are advanced in here, okay? So you can kind of, you know, leap from side to side here, okay? That is an advanced option, totally not necessary if your body's not ready to do that, okay? All right, so I'm doing round 1 seated. All right, so 3 repeater knee. Okay, remember the seated variation, I just go to the other side. If you're standing, you have to do that back forward to get on the other side. So 45 seconds is going on the clock. We should get a little breathy here. And 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. So core, back, hip flexor, and heart. If you need to take a little break within your 45, that's okay. Remember, you can stop early, start a little late, take a little pause in between. Okay, just listen to your body and understand the difference between that exercise discomfort where you're like, wow, I'm working hard and I kind of want to stop. Sometimes you're able to push through that, but what you don't want to push through is any kind of pain or, you know, acute like pinch or anything like that. Okay, that's where you stop or modify. All right, guys, let's get ready for our backstroke rotation. So my hands are coming out in front of me, palms facing one another. All right, and we're going to backstroke it. My eyes are following one palm, and then we're going to rotate it around to the side. Sometimes just holding these arms up out in front of us like this, you can really feel that isometric work in the shoulders. And you can feel that strain, how much the muscles are working here just by simply holding them up. Working obliques as well. Woo, 10 more seconds. Boy, my shoulders are on fire with this. 5, 2, and 1. Oh my, okay, speed skaters, okay? So just like in our warm-up, okay, those lateral taps with that midline sweep. Here we go, and 3, 2, and 1. You pick your intensity. There is no one size fits all, okay? Now remember, as long as you're doing your best, that's good enough. If like you feel like you killed it last week and this week you're not feeling like it's as good as last week, that's as long as you're giving your best effort, you showed up and you've given your best effort, there's not That's all it is, right? That's all you need to do, okay? Progress is not always like that linear line up, right? We have those little peaks and valleys. 3, 2, and 1. Woohoo, that's round 1. Back to 3 knee repeaters, okay? So I'm gonna move to standing. If you prefer to stay seated, please do so. All right, so now I'm gonna do my back forward switch, okay? Whew. And in 3, 2, and 1, here we go. We are 2, 3. Halfway. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Moving into those backstroke rotations. Whew. Starting to feel that accumulated fatigue. Take your water breaks, your extra rest if you need it, okay? Here we go. Ready, begin. Working our waist, our obliques, our shoulders, our upper back posture. Past halfway. 10 more seconds. 5, 2, and 1. Boy, they're really burning my shoulders today. I must have done something yesterday to make them sore. All right, speed skaters, okay? Seated or standing, you pick your level of intensity here, okay? 3, 2, and 1. So that lateral back tap, sweep of the arms. Working those stabilizers, those glute med muscles, right, that help with our balance. Often forgotten, okay, train, because it's not a ton of, we do move side to side in our life, right? But not as much as we move forward, right, or back. So we fill in the gaps with our exercise to be well-rounded with our movement patterns. 5, 2, and 1, okay? One more time, guys. We're done, okay? One more time. So 3 knee repeater here. Okay, and if you need a modification and you don't want to quite come to sitting, you can do like a march in place, like a nice big march in place. Okay, if you need something different here, just give me a nice big range of motion march in place. Halfway. Everything you're doing now is the last time. Ten seconds. 2, and 1. Okay, check, all done with those. All right. Our backstroke rotations are next, okay? Get ready in 3, 2, and 1. I sweep it up and over like a backstroke. My gaze is following that hand, and then I sweep it around. Think of all that shoulder rotation you're getting with this movement here. Working the obliques by twisting through that spine. looking back. Good. 10 more seconds here. 5, 2, and 1. Okay, here it is. Final movement. Speed skaters, you pick your intensity. All right, and whether you want to be seated or standing here. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. There we go. Sweet. Moving at a pace that's comfortable for you. You do not have to go as quick as I am going. If you'd like to slow it down, you can even just hold on to the back of the chair. If you'd rather hold your hands onto the back of the chair and do these back taps like I'm doing here, that's another option. I'll make sure to show that next time since I thought of that at the tail end of our workout. We're almost there. We got 5 seconds. 5, 2, and 1. All right. Nice job, guys. Recover, get a drink. Woo. So let's start with a standing calf stretch today, okay? A lot of times in your lower back, if you experience some lower back discomfort, especially if you know you have in L4 and L5, a lot of times it's legs, it's calves that can kind of trigger that back pain in those particular areas, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm split stance, okay? Not as much as my lunge, because if you see, my heel on my back foot is also down, okay? And I'm working this back leg. So what I'm doing is I'm finding a distance apart where I can try to drop that front knee down somewhat, okay? And I should feel, it's not a huge range of motion because you're trying to keep that heel onto the floor. And I'm stretching the back of my leg right here. You have 2 muscles in your calf. This is the soleus. This is the longer one on the side that we're doing. The meaty one in the back and then a longer one on the side. So I'm just holding into that. I can kind of get comfy on my chair here, okay? Again, like I said, it's not a big range of motion. If you feel that back heel popping off, you just need to adjust your foot length, okay? Let's try it apart. All right, let's come on out of that. We're gonna switch sides, okay? So I'm kind of split stance here. All right, both heels are into the floor. That front leg is bent, and then that back leg, I'm gonna pop that knee forward as well, but I'm gonna keep the heel planted on the floor. It's not a huge range of motion, but you should still feel this through your calf, okay? Few more seconds here. And good, pop on out of that. Okay, so we got calves. Let's work up the back of the body here, get our hamstrings and our shoulders. Okay, so we're gonna do that by just hinging, holding onto our chair. All right, we're gonna hinge, we're trying, you're not forcing anything here. You're just going into your natural, comfortable state and breathing into it. So I don't want you to force your ears up near, to shoulder height if they don't want to go there. Okay, just work through the range that you're at and feel this nice stretch to the back side of the body. You can add, it's just an option, some gentle swaying through the hips side to side and feel how that kind of loosens up. If that is not comfortable for you, just stay still, okay? This is about what's doing, what feels good and feels right for your body, and what feels like you're releasing the work we just did there, loosening the muscles up, okay? Good. And when you're ready, very slowly come back up, okay? All right, let's get our neck and trap here. All right, so we're just gonna press and pull. Okay, I'm looking straight ahead. All right. And I should feel right along the midline of the neck here, okay? And then I'm going to take my chin and I'm going to turn it down in that direction. And it's just kind of reaching that stretch around the back of the trap a little bit. The upper trap. and release. Same on the other side. First, we're going to start with just looking straight forward, okay? And then from here, when you're ready, just go ahead and kind of turn that gaze and that chin down and over, and feel how the stretch just kind of wraps around a little bit towards the back, just slightly. Good. And then the last thing we'll do, let's do some wrist rolls here, okay? Let's just kind of stretch out the wrists here, roll them out. You can open, close. Let me 5 of these. Okay. A few more rolling out there. All right. And then you can take a palm, press out the forearm here. Should probably feel like right up through here. Okay. And then the same thing the other side. All right, and then let's go ahead and release. And we're gonna lift it up. Inhale, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. And one more time, inhale up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, another Tuesday in the books, guys. Great work. Thanks for always coming and making my morning special.
Hi, everyone. This is Z from Yonkers Public Library. Thanks so much to Sally Pinto and Alexis from Newark. Thank you to our community partners, WJCS, the City of Yonkers Office for the Aging, Friends of Crestwood Library, and Yonkers Public Library for making this phenomenal partnership. And we thank each and every one of you for being part of our wellness community. Be well, stay well.